Oh man, what's up, everybody? I usually don't do a video at like in a weekday, but pretty much I got time, so I'm gonna kick out like 3 videos instead of Sunday. I'm gonna do it now because this a lot of things happening, and I want to get out. I want to get my opinion out there. So this first video is gonna be about every black females, black women, whatever you want to call them. If black women didn't like you or made you work 10 times harder to get their attention or be around them, and you needed money, you need to be super funny, you needed to do this, because if you was short, you needed to do this. If you had a small package, you needed to do this and this and this. If you was socially awkward, you gotta dress like this and this and this. I got an out for you right now. I was looking at O'Shea's Sunday Rumble, right? And I usually don't watch it like that, but this time I watched it because Super Sly, he always bring the fire when he on there. So I was on there. So he goes to talk about all this stuff, and he was hitting the points. Then you had the Simp Gab on there saying his points. Then you had this chick on there, right? And I did my research on this chick, and she's talking about colorism and talking about all these making these mistakes and how people was going through the whole stuff and everything else. And I'm thinking to myself, I wish I was on that panel, because I would ask her, how many men that you went out with who wasn't packing? How many short men that you ever dated before and talked to? How many guys who were socially awkward that you try to connect with? Because if you didn't do any of this, then you had your own preference. So that means that the men who tell you that they don't like you for your skin, you did the exact same thing to men that you don't like for their physical qualities or whatever else you make up in your head. So that made me think. I said, wait a minute. Let me look at this chick's Instagram. So I look at everybody she follows, and it's like all these workout people. I didn't see anybody unordinary on her following side. I didn't see anybody unordinary on her following side. So I'm like, this chick is shallow. She's superficial. She don't have no variety in her Instagram, but she want to talk about colorism. So she's a hypocrite, just like that Rosita Strover chick who got a light-skinned boyfriend, but want to be an advocate for light-skinned, for dark-skinned people, right? And I'm starting to figure it out, like, wait a minute. Why is everybody going back and forth with these women when you're not the one, you're not the men that you're not the men that they're talking about? They're talking about the 20% that they always like and look at and pay attention to. The guys that they don't pay attention to, you have an immunity agreement. You're immune to everything that they talking about. Colorism, when they said black men don't like us because our skin, and black men and this and black men and that, and we support black men and this and this and that. They're not talking about you. If you had to do all this stuff and you was never liked by black women, guess what? You're immune. You have immunity agreement. They're not talking about you. They're talking about the select guys. They're talking about the guys who they lust over. They're talking about the guys who get wet. Who they get wet to, right? Those are the guys they talking to. And I wish guys would just put it up there. I wish you would, every time someone says about anything about slavery times and how mass incarceration and they actually support black men and all this other stuff, Get a picture like this and just say immunity agreement. Black male immunity. Black male immunity. Black male immunity. I want this stuff to start trending, but I don't know how to do that. But the fact is, I wish it would be. When they start coming up with these talking points, you were never a part of the talking points because they ostracize you. Remember, it's a group of black men. Remember, it's a group of black men that they never paid attention to. They ostracized. They kicked out. They didn't pay attention to. A whole lot of them. So when they have these talking points, they're not talking about you. They're talking about the select guys. So all you got to do is when they start talking about this, or when they start talking about how they support black men and this and this and that, and how colorism guys go into colorism, just say immunity agreement. I got my black male immunity. I don't have to answer to you because I wasn't never a part of the problem. You never picked me. Y'all never looked at me. Y'all never liked me. So I'm not a part of that. But go talk to the guy that y'all choose the most. Go talk to them. And kick them off your panel, kick them out of your area. Do whatever you need to do. But never let them try to fool you into basically going back and forth with them and them acting like that they don't know what you're talking about, or they never ostracize anybody. There's thousands or even millions of black men who was ostracized from the black community, so they can't talk about you because you never had support from them. Like, I'm gonna give you examples, okay? This right here is an adult entertainer. His name is Lexington Steele. This is the requirement a lot of black women like in their man. To be packing, and also to be tall and dress good and do all this and be smooth and stuff. A lot of men don't fit this bill in a category. So where is the movements for the men who are complaining about women not liking them for their size or judging them because they're short? Because if black men had their own little, if black men was out here, if black men was out here talking about how women put them down and didn't pick them and choose them, you know what the opposite side would be for these guys? It would be telling them to self-improve. All while the fat girls can sit here and be fat and sit here and don't change. But the men are told to self-improve or get their money up and do all this other crazy stuff. The men are told that, not the women. Isn't that a funny thing that they get to go and complain about colorism and they get to complain about colorism and body acceptance and all types of saying, well, there's men out here who like BBWs and all this other stuff. They can come up with every single excuse. But the men and the man, comes out with a movement. There are all types of guys saying how gay, how homosexual it is, and how they're losers and lames and incels and all this. But these same dudes don't give no argument when it comes to the women. And I'm not talking about you, black man, who has the immunity agreement. I'm talking about the select guys. I'm talking about the guys who has an easier time getting women in has an easier time getting women in America. They never say anything to these women. As I said, they're slaves, but They never say anything to them about how they pick men. Because they fit the category. Like Alexis Steele. He's packing. He's tall. So he slept with at least like 3,000, 5,000 women. At least. That's my calculation. Because he's been in the game for a long time. Right? Funny to me that other men don't support other men when they see that women are down on the men, knowing that if you lose a group of men, then the race gonna go down. But as long as they're getting what they want, they're never gonna talk. They're never gonna talk about anything. Never gonna talk about this thing. Cause I don't know. I never had to deal with that problem. Oh, so it only matters when you have to deal with it. So pretty much they're just like the women, because the women will only complain when something affects them, and that's what comes with this whole colorism and mass incarceration and the police shooting people down and the justice system and everything else like that, because it affects them only. So you can put the immunity agreement up to the men and the women who on the same side. Hey, y'all like each other? I'm out of that conversation. Don't put it to me. Don't say we need to stick together. I was never given that chance at all. I was never being a part of that. So have fun with y'all argument. Have fun with it. Have fun with yourselves. I never fit in. I didn't go to jail. I didn't do all this. I ain't do this. I ain't do that. I got my black male immunity from all of your talking points. I don't have to work with you because I wasn't a part of you now. Be black, yes. But guess what? We don't agree on anything. We don't have the same struggles. And you don't have the back of a black man. You just want to work with a black man and then use me, just like this female over here after she had kids. Y'all the two sides of the same coins. Y'all both have y'all talking points, so y'all should just talk it out. I got my immunity agreement from this crap. Now, second, Jason Love, a new guy. He's the atypical guy that these women will go for. He's packing, but he has tattoos all over his body and all over his face, right? The typical guy that these females always get with. Funny that it's always silence when there's always silence when it comes to the women preference, and men are told to buck up and do all this other crazy crap. Oh yeah, man, you need to suck it up. You need to go to the gym. You need to gain some confidence. But they get to talk, they spill all the time about all of their preferences, all of other people's preferences, how they been downtrodden and how all this, and be the victim. And then the men jump on there and say, well, we as a people been doing. But they lock a lot of guys out. So the men have to self-improve, but the women who so-called good and all this other stuff, they don't have to self-improve for the good guys. So that tells you right away right there that they don't want you to be happy. Like I said in one of my other videos. They really, really don't care about you. They don't care about your happiness. Black men are the most controlled by their women overall. Because they will push the good dudes that make black people look good with the worst type of women. Just because they're a little nice. But they don't push these same women who are nice and who don't fit in certain categories. Say, yo, you need to look better for that guy. Because that guy has been doing so much work. He's been working overtime for the whole race. He haven't been to jail. He don't have any kids. He's not fighting in Ultimate Part. He's not acting crazy. He's acting like a human being. He's making us all look good. So you need to look good for that man. Go to the gym. Put a little makeup on. Do something for that guy. But instead, they try to give us the scraps and the dirty things. They try to give us the dirty, ugly women. Women with kids, women with diseases. Like I said before, I don't need to go into that spiel anymore. If you want to go watch that video, the most black men are controlled by their women, I said in that video right there. But goes to this guy. Not everybody can fit what this guy had. Nobody want to put all them tattoos on their body. And a lot of guys are not born packing. But you know, this is the preference of a lot of women. And then when men talk about it, we looked at it as jokes. But they get to talk about colorism, right? How about penis shaming? Or height shaming? Or social shaming? Can we start making terms up for them so we can talk about it? Oh, my fault. If we do that, they're going to have their little drones, like a Gab Talk or George Makem, to come up there and talk their point. Oh yeah, man, it's not their fault. They've been this and that. The internet made men like this, made them like this. They can't control it. Third guy, Rico Strong, man. He in the eye of the beholder of a lot of women. They love him. I talked about him in many other videos, and he don't trust women like that no more because he's seen the truth. He's seen the truth about women. He know that women only want him for his looks and his size. So he don't trust them, but he makes them pay. He makes them pay money to be with him. So he making bank off these women's desires, and I can't fault him for that. Unlike these so-called select dudes, he's making money off these women's lusts. But at the same time, he's descending more into loneliness because he know that they don't like him for real. He's up close and personal of black. He's one of the victims of black women's exploitation of certain men. Not to make them feel sorry, but they exploit certain guys for their sexual desires. And they don't care about what it does to the guy. This is why a lot of these guys are cold. Or some of these guys take their lives. Because they can't take it no more of not having a female look past all the shallow stuff. And they see how black women treat the guys who don't have the things they have. And they start to look at them wrong. You think the men who get all these black women don't look and see how they treat black men and cut out certain black men out of the dating market and sexual market? How they treat them and take advantage of them? Shane Diesel, a light-skinned guy. And he's packing. He's in porn. I mean, the adult entertainment, damn it. I hope they don't take this down, but black entertainment. I mean, adult entertainment, right? He's tall, he's packing, and he's light skinned. A double, triple combination for a lot of women out here, right? But they always talk about colorism. And I heard one on O'Shea's live on chat talking about opposite attract. If opposite attract, then why y'all talking about incel black men? They will already have girlfriends. Why is the small penis black men ever find a whole bunch of women in the black community? Why short guys are not going at be sought after in the black community? Or the socially awkward men, or the men who can't dress like that. Why are they not going after, huh? Opposite attracts only when it suits you, right? So, as I said before with this, like it shows you the hypocrite is how much of a hypocrite they are. The chick on the panel, so much of a hypocrite. I see her Instagram, most of her pictures. Well, most of the people she followed, she didn't follow no unorthodox guys, no nerdy dudes. She didn't follow none of that. All these dudes was six-pack ab guys, tall, all this other people. But she want to talk about colorism. She just ostracized a whole bunch of black people who she should have followed and supported, but she didn't. She the atypical chick who want to talk and play the victim role. Now, the second point for this, we got that out the way with the tall and then get the guys they like. Where is all of the so-called black support when black men need jobs? Not the thugs, and not the street hood dudes. I'm talking about the good black men who have to put in 18 or 25 or 30 applications in order to get one job. Why you not pick a sign and why you not protesting in front of places that black men need to go? Why you not protesting downtown for black men to be able to go to programs, to make programs for black men, good black men? Where are the women at for the good black men at? Because all I see is protests for jail guys, people who get shot by cops, all this other stuff, the same old crap. But y'all want to say that y'all support black men? Where is it at? Where's the picket sign for equal treatment for black men who are outcasted in the community? Where's those websites? Where's those videos at? Where's those videos at and protest lines for black males to be on TV, the good ones, to be on TV to counter the bad ones? Where are your protests at now? Where your cancel at now? Where your support at? I don't see no websites, no Instagram posts, no Facebook groups, none of that. For the good black men, the outcast black men, the guys who small, the guys who are misunderstood, the socially awkward, the ones who don't fit in. I don't see none of it. But on the other side, you see all these black girl powers, body positivities, the passion, big girl pageants and girl rocks and all these motivational things for women with mental health illness and all this other stuff for black women. But hey, there's none for black men. All these protests for guys in jail. All these protests. But none for the opposite side of for good for black people, right? No black men on here, no support for them. But you want to say y'all support black men? Sure, whatever you say. Now, if you got your own taste in wait, I forgot something. Here we go. One last thing. It seems to be that certain men could get away with certain things in the black community when it comes to women. As long as they the typical street dude, women will be with a guy like the Game who got bad teeth, even though he's rich. They will be with a guy who smells like garbage as long as he packing. Why don't we talk about that? Why don't men start making a movement for women who ostracize guys who don't look as well and they want them to bring something extra? But when black men say you need to bring something extra, and when black men that y'all say y'all don't pay attention to, like y'all got an attitude and problem and talking about colorism and all this other crap, we see that every single time when it comes to y'all make exceptions. But y'all want to talk about black men making exceptions for white women, and when they get rich and they get all this other stuff and they give all the other people when they do better and they chase white women. Look at how you treat certain men. If the Game can have bad teeth, then it means you can allow somebody else to have bad teeth and help him get his teeth fixed. But you don't do that. You don't go to the socially awkward guy and try to talk to him little bit by little bit to open him up. You don't do that. You don't try to talk to an ugly guy or a guy who do have a mindset, who do live somewhere in an unfortunate situation, but don't get in with him, but put the time into him. You don't do that, but you do it for the thugs. You don't try to be with a guy who's small and try to do different things. You don't do that. So I don't want to hear most people like myself who got the black male immunity. Ain't no way I want to listen to you, because I know y'all hypocrites, and y'all make exceptions to everybody that y'all like, but not the guys y'all don't like. See, when guys get with Asian women, or particularly like Asian women, and they say that we only like women with long hair, you take offense to that. But don't you think that the guys that you say who are not packing, or not tall, or weirdos and all this other stuff, don't you think they take offense to that? You don't think that? Oh, so it only matters when someone make you feel a certain way, but it doesn't matter when you make other people feel a certain way, right? Or you ostracize people. So if you're a man and you like an Asian woman who got nice skin, nice eyebrows, nice lips, and nice skin, and some black woman come out of nowhere and say all this other crap, just post the immunity. I got immunity. Leave me alone. Don't talk to me. I don't want to hear it. Post. If you want to go back and forth, just keep posting. Just keep posting. Keep posting, or show all of their disingenuous talking points. All the men they like and all the men they don't like. Never let them shame you into liking them. If you like Asian like God do, like this, never try to make them talk about nappy hair and all this other crap. If you like women with nice bodies and long blonde hair, like this one, and bronze skin, never let them shame you. Never let them talk about what you like in a woman. Never let them tell you that your woman that you like and you are attractive to looks ugly, or this and this and that. Put the immunity agreement up to them. Never let them talk about the women that you find attractive, like this. Never let them talk you into, shaming you into talking about light skin and dark skin conversations. Never let them do that to you. You like who you like. I'm showing you the women that I find attractive. And don't let the dudes shame you either. To late BB Dub, oh yeah, man, you dang, that girl don't got no meat on, dude. Don't ever try to tell me what to do. Black male immunity agreement. Show them and walk away. These are the women that I like. Nobody shaming me. I'm never gonna let them shame me. Stay in the gym. Brazilian. You can say what you want to the females that I find attractive. I find women attractive for very different reasons. I listen to her music. She used to be in a Brazilian group. Now she broke up on her own, and she struck some gold. She's a DJ. That's what makes her attractive. Her success, because I watched her. I watched her when she first started in that group. She's attractive now, but she's been attractive. But she's more attractive now because of her success and her music and her talent, not because of looks. Beautiful eyes, long hair, that's real. Unlike the so-called black women talking about they gotta wear weave in order to protect their hair, but every other race of women don't have to wear weave to protect their hair. She was in the same group, the Brazilian group, and she left the group. She used to be in the Power Rangers when I was watching that back in the day. Well, not really back in the day. I was still watching it, even when I was older. But She was one of the attractive ones, the attractive Pink Ranger, Black Pink Ranger. Alicia, beautiful ass. See, the thing is, I was ostracized by black women, and I decided that they ain't like me. I wasn't gonna pay attention to any of the bullshit that they're talking. I wasn't gonna join any black organization. I was gonna take everybody that I find online and in real life on a case by case basis, and also give them 3 or 4 years to show me who they really are. If they respect me, or just use me for a person to talk to when they don't have nobody around. I was ostracized by them. But then I found groups of women who did accept me. Didn't want me to change my hair. Didn't want me to be packing. They were fine with that. And I found my real happiness when I let go of all the burdens that my race of people have done, are doing. All of their gripes and their disadvantaged situations, I'm not a part of that. I don't fit into none of those categories. See, the only thing we share is probably how black people look at us, but the fact is I'm working 10 times harder, because when they mess up, I gotta come through the door and say I'm not like these cats. And I gotta keep saying that because they keep messing up. But as far as letting them trying to tell me what to do and how to live and putting me in all these talking points and all this other stuff, I got my immunity back then when a whole bunch of black women said what they said about me. I got my immunity agreement of all the screenshots I got of black women talking about me. I got my immunity agreement when all of my so-called friends turn their back on me for some social crap and some females. My immunity agreement has been going strong for a long time. So this is why I didn't go back and forth with the reigning woman. When she called me all types of names, I told her straight away in the chat box, in Obsidian's chat box, I said I don't go back and forth with black women. I don't go back and forth with you. I had my gripes with you because you said what you said, but I'm not going to go back and forth with you. I'm not going to go on live to talk to you. I don't need to do nothing. My immunity agreement is there. I don't need to say anything to you. I'm immune to all that crap. So all the black men, just like myself, sign your immunity agreement from the black situations, and you will feel 10 times better.